didn't notice, I was actually on Mars. Welcome to our very first book talk. Previously in the book haul, I gave a brief synopsis about The Martian, but it's not going to go into the awesomeness that I'm going to explain to you now. So, I actually tried to dress up like a Martian, you know, orange-ish like, for this book talk, but I don't have any orange shirts here in California. If you guys don't know what this is about a like Apollo-like mission. It's called the Ares missions, R-A-R-E-S missions. So I believe this is RS-3 that goes up to Mars. So this centers around one character and his crew, of course. It's a tale of survival. So guys, alright, Mark Watney, the main character, he's just, you know, chilling on Mars. He's like, guys, this is gonna be great. We're gonna be here for like 2 months. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna be on Mars. I'm gonna be like, I did this on Mars. Ooh, I did this on Mars. I was the first one to fart on Mars. You know, stuff like that. And just to let you guys know, this book is hilarious. This book, for a survival story, like, guys, it's so funny. I don't know how Matt Damon is going to capture Mark Watney in this series. I mean, from what I can tell from the trailer, I mean, you can't really tell a performance off the trailer, but it seems like he might get it down. I mean, I'm interested to see what Matt Damon's going to do. Which, to let you guys know, I am going to do a movie review on The Martian. It will be coming out shortly after this, mainly because by the time you see this, the movie would have already been released. So I'm sorry about the proximity, but I read it and I'm like, guys, you have to read it. On day 6, there's this big storm happens, and so they're worried that their transportation, they have this pod that lets them go up, you know, back up to their main ship. It's like their main way of escaping. So but it's not exactly, you know, durable. Like, it's durable, but it can only take so much versus like their main base that they set up. So this storm comes in, just boom, 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 and so they're like, ooh, we gotta go. And so when they're out, Mark Watney gets bamboozled. And all this actually is at the very beginning of the book. It's actually in the synopsis. So I'm not spoiling anything, just to let you know. But he gets hit on the head and basically he gets trapped. He's there, and so basically they're gone. His crew's gone. They think he's dead and he's stuck there. And for him to get any aid, to get help back, it would take 4 years. 4 years to get back to Mars. That's just like, what? So I'm gonna end it right here, but like I said, it's insanity, alright? So, moving on to the spoilery section. So anyone who does not want to be spoiled should probably not move on. Okay guys, welcome to the spoilery section of The Martian. And let me just start off by saying, this dude is so smart. Like, I mean, everything, all these trials and tribulations he goes through, it's just like, like, in a survival story, you know stuff has to go wrong. It's like, life is great, I'm the king of Mars. Oh, what did I just do? And so, the way it's written, the way Andy Weir does this is hilarious. He's like one log of the soul, he's just like, oh, I'm doing this and that, you know? He's just like, I'm great. Things could never be looking better. It's like one soul later, it's the next log. What did I just do? It's like, the way you read it is just hilarious. I mean, you just crack up laughing. Like, you laugh out loud while reading a book. And so if you're like, you know, in a train or like at a Starbucks, don't read this book there. You will be publicly humiliated. People will look at you like, oh. Sorry guys. So I'm gonna go into some key stuff that what I felt was like really like, alrighty, let's move into it. So the prologue, he just, you know, it jumps in, he's like trapped here, and it's just all this heavy weight. It's like, bruh. Yeah, let's just talk about how he gets water. Okay, so we all know that he has this water generator? I don't know exactly. I know it takes like particles from atmosphere, moves in, I think it creates water or something, or maybe it recycles water as well. I'm not exactly sure, but it only produces so much water per day that a normal human can drink. It's really key important for his survival at the Hab. Realizing that he's only gonna have water for himself. He's gonna have enough water to drink. But what about his food problem? I mean, he's got rations for a while, so he's got time to figure it out, but this dude gets on it. I should say, like, it's legit. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm gonna take the potatoes, and I'm gonna plant them in the ground. Like, I know he's a botanist or botanist. I don't know exactly how that's pronounced, but he's like this garden guru dude. It's so cool how he does it. He literally, it's like, ugh. If any of you guys watch Phineas and Ferb, there's this episode back in my childhood where they oxygenate Mars or something. They have like cows. So it really reminded me of that. I'm like, dude, this dude's oxygenating Mars, which really he isn't. It's just he's in a canvas and he's turning his oxygenated space into like a garden area. So yeah, it's really cool on how he does it. But then he moves on, oh, I'm gonna have this really big problem with watering it. So before I get started, I'm just gonna turn rocket fuel into water. Like, insanity. Like, rocket fuel to water? I get he has like an engineer degree and he's a botanist, but how do you get rocket fuel to water? I mean, it goes into some great detail on how he does it, but you know something's bound to go wrong. He's like, and it does. Of course, it goes wrong. If I do this, I'm gonna blow myself up. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, you would never have mentioned that unless you're gonna blow up. I mean, it's just the thing authors do. They mention it, but discard it so discreetly that it's just like gonna blow up in your face. But not for me. Except, so at the end of this vlog, he's just like, things going great. Next one. Right now I'm in the rover, just straight chilling because, you know, the hab could probably explode. So then, yes it does explode, and this is like the beginning of a string of crap that just unloads on the character. The next spoilerly type section I want to get into is the journey to the Pathfinder. So, this is probably one of my favorite parts, because I didn't see this coming. Though there was a map, which I love to look at the maps, I was like, that's going to come into play, I'm not really sure when. And all of a sudden, like, it goes back and forth between the point of views of, like, the directors of NASA versus, and then, Mark Watney. And then sometimes it goes in the point of views of the crew, but it's mainly on Mark Watney. But all of a sudden, Mark Watney's just like, he's just doing his tests, he's trying to drive everywhere. And all of a sudden, these guys in NASA are like, what the heck is he doing? Is he going to try to drive down? Because, basically, if you guys didn't already know, if you didn't catch it, which you probably did, it was discussing that the next RS mission that's coming, which is like 4 years, they already have this thing that takes up particles from Mars and it turns it to fuel. So they were thinking, oh, is he going to go down to the crater? That's like insanity. He's like nowhere near ready. He doesn't have any modifications and all that stuff. But instead, he's going down to the Pathfinder. What? So he goes there and everyone's like, what is this guy doing? And they're like, oh my gosh, he's so smart. It just changes like that. It's such a feel-good moment. All of a sudden, he contacts NASA. That is probably, like, if you ever want to feel good in a book, this is where it happens. I really don't, like, get emotionally attached to characters and books and whatnot because I'm like, this guy probably gonna die, this guy gonna die, this guy maybe, maybe not. Because good authors knows when and how to kill off a character. He contacts NASA and he's literally like, hey guys, I'm alive. And like, eventually he has to do some different stuff, some really clever technique. But once he gets like log transmissions to them through the rover, that was like hilarious. Because it's like, because, you know, he's like not allowed to, he's like, you know, the NASA, he's not allowed to get in contact with his crew. So the NASA people are just like, they're not going to let him. So he's like, bleepity, bleepity, bleep. So, but it's the director of the NASA, one of the NASA directors or something like that. It's like, you know, you probably shouldn't say that because the whole world's watching. And so then he's like, just the dialogue between NASA and him, he's just like, no, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? That's pretty stupid. So now I'm going to skip over all this other stuff because it eventually does skip a couple of 100 days, you know, because it kind of just progresses. There's some other stuff that goes on, because I know he gets, like, shot out of the hab, like, you know, oh, yes. So, the omniscient voice that's, like, third person, it's like, but Mark Watney didn't know that every time he would go in and out and in and out, that it was slowly stressing the hab's surface. And little did he know. So this goes on, and it's the first time he gets shot out of the hat because it just rips, going back and forth between the thing, just rips it. The omniscient voice is kind of funny because you're like, oh no, not again. And then it's not too present, but it's, you know, there every once in a while. He's eventually, you know, over time he's been putting modifications on the rover, doing this and that, and so now he's heading to his escape route. Basically, the crew's heading back for him. If you guys didn't know, it's just like China and them try to work something out, and it's just like not working. They try to shoot up a probe to go up, and it just like exploded. The crew's like going, let's do it. We're turning around. We'll go get Mark. Now they're headed back to Mars to pick up Mark. They got to get back to him within a certain period of time. He has to modify the rover. Now he's trekking across Mars. This is like cool. It's like I'm trekking across Mars. As we move into the storm, the big gigantic storm that lasts months and months and months, and then I thought this was gonna be like, oh no. But then all of a sudden he's just like, I'm gonna set some solar panels down, go back and forth. Yeah, I got this. And they're like, hey guys, I'm gonna go around the storm. What? You guys know, they got disconnected, and so now he's heading back to Mars, and he's going through the can't say it, but you know what I'm talking about, the crater, the big one. And so, after he goes around the storm, he has to go down the thing, and then, guess who comes back? The omniscient voice. And then he flips the rover around, of course, going into the thing, because, you know, it's not exactly even, it was sand, was covering it. It flips the rover just flips over. The way he comes back from this is very interesting. It's kind of reminding me of the storm. He's like, oh, just flip it and just come back and do that. So it's kind of like getting to this point where it's like, he's like developed a immunity to these like tragedies. He's developed a sense of how to come back from these tragedies. He's like prepared for it now, like significantly prepared. Like he's very smart and he's able to deal with it, but now he's just like, oh, I can do this all day long. But yeah, and so then he gets to the map, and now he has to like make modifications so he can just get out of the atmosphere and get to the ship, because I don't think it's, because they're just doing a turnaround, because they can't like slow down and go in orbit, otherwise they're out of supplies, they're out of fuel. So he has to strip everything down, and literally he's in a half-open rocket ship going upstairs, like he's like, not going upstairs, but going up. He's like, I'll just put on my spacesuit, get in, throw canvas over the half-open side of the rocket ship, and let's just go. So by the time he comes up, he's like, oh God, sorry, I'm back. You know, I think he like passed out or something. So once he got up to space, he had to get the ship. He wasn't close enough because the canvas was had so much friction with the atmosphere that it slowed him down. He was just like, hey guys, I could be like Iron Man and just like poke holes through my hands and just start gliding. But he was like dead serious. And so they actually, I think they mimicked something like that to get the ship over. And yeah. Basically, he was saved, and that was the book. I really enjoyed this book, and I'm sure you guys did too, but that's how I felt about The Martian, and this is the end of the spoilery section. Okay, so that was the first book talk. So yeah, also social media links are down in the description below, and subscribe for more content.